I love it. Now I love it.
Dana Plato, most known for her role as Kimberly on Different Strokes, has been through a series of different tragedies.
You know, she's your alcoholic, which is something that I live with every single day.
Dana's greatest cry for help came when she robbed a video store for a mere $162. From TV star to drug addict, it's Dana Plato's last chance.
If you notice, I never once said everything's all right, because it wasn't all right.
You like drugs? You look a little bit quiet here.
No.
I just wanted to say to Dana, I can tell by your voice that you're full of it.
Dana, I think you're a junkie les has-been and you belong in a mental hospital.
Dana Plato was a child star who had a similar experience to notable stars like Amanda Bynes, but Dana was treated even worse. Howard Stern intended to embarrass her, and less than 24 hours after their interview, she was dead. This is how Hollywood destroyed Dana Plato, so let's get into it. We're going to be talking about Dana Plato, once a child star who then grew up into an adult actress but suffered the fate that most child stars do. What's unfortunate about Dana's case and many other child stars is that you could see it coming. Like, I can't believe that this was even aired. Back in 1999, she appeared on the Howard Stern Show, who we all know very well. She repeatedly claimed to be sober in this interview. She was hoping for a supportive environment, but she didn't find it there. Many of the callers that Howard accepted mocked her, and even some accused her of being stoned on the show. Angered and provoked, you'll see Dana offered to take a drug test to prove that she was clean, and even allowed a producer to cut some of her hair so that they could go get a sample. Howard claims after the interview that Dana came to him and begged him not to go and test her hair. Now, I know we're starting off with an interview later on. She clearly struggles with drugs, but I'm going to paint the picture of how Hollywood destroyed this woman. Starting with you, Howard Stern, because while I don't think she was sober here, I do think that he knew this and he used this to his advantage to try to create this content.
You like drugs? You look a little bit quiet here.
No. You know, I have been sober for the longest time. Gosh, for almost a decade now. I'll do a UA right now.
What's a UA?
A urine test. A urine analysis. I'll do it right now.
How about you just pee in a cup, forget about the drug test? That will make me very happy.
I just wanted to say to Dana, I can tell by your voice that you're full of it.
Why would you say a thing like that?
Because it's so obvious. Listen to her. She sounds speedy.
Oh, I said I'll take a drug test. I'll take it right now. Just someone give me a cup.
You need to take a hair sample.
A hair sample? Would you be willing to give us a hair sample?
No. Well, sure, yeah. Sure, yeah.
You got it. And here's Frank from Nyack. You're on the air.
Dana, I think you're a junkie les has-been and you belong in a mental hospital.
Well, I'm really sorry you feel that way, sir.
Well, why is everyone being so mean to Dana?
Yeah, what's that about?
Howard, I called the lab downtown. They said they can run a drug test, but it's going to take about a week.
You sure you want to do this, Dana?
Yes, Howard, yes, for you.
How long you maintain you've been clean?
Oh, gosh, 10 years? I had my wisdom teeth taken out, though. Does that count? Took a few painkillers.
Okay.
This person commented, "This has a feeling of an interrogation or a trial instead of an interview." Another person writes, "The absolute cruelty of Howard when he knew that she was very fragile and he literally mocked her to her death. And sadly, her son never recovered from it either. So 2 for 1 Howard. I hope he thinks of her every night before he goes to bed." Another person writes, "She took her life after this interview. This is sickening." Another person writes, "She died the next day. Heartbreaking. She was beautiful and seemed like a nice person. Little did she know going into this interview that it would be the last that she would be doing." But really, Howard Stern and the rest of Hollywood are to blame for pushing this woman over the edge. Imagine this. You've been in an accident or someone you love has been seriously hurt. Suddenly, you're facing a mountain of medical bills, paperwork, and insurance companies that don't want to pay what you deserve. Now, what if I told you there was a simple solution to this nightmare? Getting compensation when you are entitled to can be tricky, with many personal injury firms giving you the runaround, drowning you in paperwork and settling for less than what you deserve. But it doesn't have to be that way. This is where Morgan & Morgan steps in. As America's largest injury firm, they've modernized the entire process. With over 1,000 attorneys across all 50 states, they have the resources to take on big insurance companies and give you the money you deserve. And trust me, they don't settle for low ball offers. Just this year, they secured a $26 million settlement in Philadelphia, 40 times more than the highest insurance offer. And there are plenty more stories like that. You could just fill out a simple form in minutes. No appointments, no complicated paperwork. Everything is done from your phone. Plus, it's totally free unless you win. Morgan & Morgan makes the process easy and stress-free. You can head over to forthepeople.com/Sloan. You can also find that link in the description below to get started. Remember, the process is free unless you win. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. It wasn't necessary for Howard to go and test her hair anymore because he learned that she had passed away. Dana died of an OD on May 8th, 1999. She was just 34 years old. Her body was found in an RV that she'd been sharing with her fiance, Robert, at the time. Dana had been in Oklahoma to visit her family members, I guess after the Howard Stern interview. Police initially believed that Dana's death had been an accident, but they later revealed that she did in fact do this herself. Now, there wasn't a note ever found, but the examiner later ruled out the idea of her just trying to get high because of the drug mix that she used. It's not intended to get high, it's intended to, kill someone. We started off very hot in this video, so let's go ahead and take it back in time a little bit. So I want to talk to you guys about how Dana found herself as a child star. Dana was born in November 1964 in California. Initially named Dana Michelle Strain, she was adopted by Dean and Kay Plato. Raised in the San Fernando Valley, Dana experienced the divorce of her adoptive parents when she was 3 years old. Dana was primarily raised by her adoptive mother after her parents split, and before long, Kay Plato began taking Dana to casting calls, which led to several appearances of Dana in commercials. Let's go ahead and take a look at one together.
I used to dress like a real dog till I started wearing Levitt. Levitt makes the greatest tops and bottoms.
Your clothes look great.
Their magazine ads tell me how to put it all together.
People look 'cause you look great.
And Levitt is always coming out with something new.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Don't you love it?
I used to hate the way I looked. Now I love it.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it?
Wait, what is saying? I used to hate the way I look. Now I love it. I love that. Now, commercial work can only last for so long. By the age of 13, Dana was offered an opportunity of a lifetime, the chance to star in a TV sitcom. Of course, she said yes, and she was now a star on the show Different Strokes. The sitcom became hugely successful, making stars of its young cast like Dana Plato, Gary Coleman, and Todd Bridges. Comment below, have you guys heard of the show Different Strokes before? Let's go ahead and take a look at this clip of the show together.
I have something for you. What? This book.
She seems so much more mature than like 13, 14 years old.
You're single and you're pregnant.
I think this is also just like the time period too. Just everything seems like older and dated, kind of grown up, not as hip.
It's probably on the bestseller list. Well, I thought it might, help. Do you have any sardines and graham crackers? Sardines and graham crackers, sure.
Ew, what a mix. Like, my stomach is starting to churn just hearing that. With instant success came the danger of Hollywood, and Dana began to experiment with alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine alongside her young co-stars. Navigating the tide of success and adultation without healthy coping mechanisms soon created trouble for Dana. In 1983, Dana moved in with her future husband, Lanny Lambert. She became pregnant around the age of 19 or 20. Because of this, Dana was written out of her show Different Strokes the following year. Producers worried that Dana's personal life ruined the wholesomeness of her character and the squeaky clean image of the show, and just like that, she lost her role. Now, she did have an opportunity to go back to the show once or twice, but only as a guest co-star, so really not making that money. She returned on the show's final season as a reoccurring guest star, but in the years following the birth of her son Tyler, she struggled to find other roles that would establish her as a serious actress. Before long, Dana was settling for B movies and adult films as a way to make money. In the meantime, she was also spiraling further into drug use and alcoholism, issues that were steadily taking over her life. Now, her personal problems only got worse when her husband ended their marriage and her mother had passed away. Dana's former husband eventually gained custody of their son due to Dana's addiction issues. Dana hoped that a Playboy photo shoot in 1989 would lead to better offers in the entertainment industry, an improvement to her life in general, but no golden opportunities seemed to come. Dana's newly hired accountant allegedly embezzled most of the money in her savings, so she was screwed. Defeated, Dana moved to Las Vegas in yet another attempt to reinvigorate her career, but she managed to struggle to find any work. And in 1991, she was arrested for robbing a video store in Sin City. Dana had made clearly little effort to disguise herself as she walked into the video store, and the clerk recognized her. The clerk then called 911 and famously told the dispatcher, "I've just been robbed by the girl who played Kimberly on Different Strokes." I'm going to play a clip of an old newscasting that kind of explains what led to Dana's downfall. Despite her getting arrested, there was a nice moment in her life where she was reconnected with her birth mother. You guys will see that story towards the end of this clip.
Dana Plato, most known for her role as Kimberly on Different Strokes, has been through a series of different tragedies since she was fired from the sitcom when she became pregnant. Her downward spiral eventually led to alcoholism and a custody battle for her son. She even posed nude for Playboy in 1989. But Dana's greatest cry for help came when she robbed a video store for a mere $162. The death of Dana's adoptive mother led to her quest to find her birth mother. The two were tearfully reunited last year. And on January 20th, Dana and her mother were here to talk about Dana's tormented past. You ended up separating from your husband, having to give your child Tyler up.
Yeah, and also, a severe alcoholic, which is something that I live with every single day.
Now, because she was arrested for theft, she was sentenced to 5 years probation, but just a year later, she found herself in trouble again, this time for forging prescriptions of Valium. Dana was sentenced to another 5 years of probation. She was also ordered to attend rehab, but it didn't seem to make a difference, though she soon insisted she was clean and sober, and her loved ones doubted that claim, remained concerned about her health. Dana continued to find herself casting only in low-budget films, remaining on the fringes of the entertainment industry. Even though Dana continued to find herself in trouble, she was hungry for the spotlight. She really wanted to be a good person and to be successful. Even while she was in rehab and incarceration, she was still doing press. Here's an old Maury clip.
Different Strokes star Dana Plato is back with us again, this time with a personal plea for help. From TV star to drug addict, it's Dana Plato's last chance. Just 1 month ago, former Different Strokes star Dana Plato told us she was getting her life back together. Now, she's been hauled back into court with a judge threatening one more mistake and is behind bars for good. Today, Dana pleads for help from anyone who will listen. Dana Plato joins us now via satellite from Las Vegas, where she's enrolled in a drug rehabilitation program.
If you notice, I never once said everything's all right, because it wasn't all right. And it really forced me to take a look at myself. And I was lying. I was lying to everybody.
Yeah, I got the feeling that you were doing fine. At least that was the impression that you gave me and the audience here. But in truth, that wasn't the fact.
Yeah, right. And like I said, I just couldn't live with that lie anymore. And also, too, I knew the truth would catch up with me sooner or later. I really think that God works in our lives. And it's definitely a miracle from God that I got out. And I got a second chance to get my life together.
Now, of course, that interview with Maury was when she was in trouble for writing fake prescriptions of Valium. This ultimately tarnished her public image and hindered her efforts to revive her acting career. I think she was trying to be really open with the press and tell them what was going on, but it ultimately hurt her. She appeared in a few films, but really did not achieve any success and had a lot of financial difficulties. In 1998, she participated in a video game titled Night Trap, which gained her notoriety, but little to revitalize her career. In the year 1999, in a bid to reconnect with the public, she wanted to address rumors about her life, which led to the Howard Stern Show. That's where we saw that horrific moment where she was being berated by callers in front of Howard as he smiled to it.
You like drugs? You look a little bit wired here.
No.
I just wanted to say to Dana, I can tell by your voice that you're full of it.
Why would you say a thing like that?
Because it's so obvious. Listen to her. She sounds speedy.
Oh, I said I'll take a drug test. I'll take it right now. Just someone give me a cup.
Dana, I think you're a junkie les has-been and you belong in a mental hospital.
Well, I'm really sorry you feel that way, sir.
And then less than 24 hours later, she was dead. Unfortunately, her son was only 14 at the time, and it really hurt him that his mother was absent and gone. The young teen had mostly grown up with his paternal grandmother, but he was devastated by his mother's tragic end and eventually turned to drugs himself. On May 6th in 2010, 2 days before the 11th anniversary of his mom's passing, Tyler fatally he harmed himself with a weapon at the age of 25 years old. This is such a sad and horrific story about a woman who was put through the entertainment industry with an unstable background and really never found her way. But I really don't like Howard Stern. I mean, I've done like videos about him before, but damn, he really knows how to irk someone. And there's a skill when it comes to interviewing someone and making them feel safe and comfortable. And it just seems like he has none of those skills. He really makes people feel scared and upset, and to the point where she had a breakdown and it led to her passing. And is that blood on Howard Stern's hands? I don't know. He's completely switched up nowadays. So I want to hear what you guys think of this video in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.